First, Quando Rondo drops a song right after Lil Durk's arrest, talking forgiveness. Next, fans saw Quando confronting Durk without fear via Instagram. So why did Quando wait until Durk was in CFFS to make his point clear? Quando Rondo confronts Lil Durk. You must be living under a rock if you didn't know that Quando Rondo's big-time enemy has just been arrested for some time now. These guys have been like two sides of the same coin, but always at each other's throats, both making rap music yet still beefing each other. But before we get into all of that, let's see what Quan has got to say to Lil Durk right after his arrest. Lil Durk might be 6 years older than Quando, forget the L in his name, but Quando, who once called him Big Bra, has proven that he sure has got some fire. Following Durk's recent arrest, Quando dropped a new tune titled Life Goes On. In the song he raps about his dead homie and how much he misses him, while adding that he wishes he didn't die by the gun. He raps, "Life goes on, it's been a couple of years, you lost a homie, then I know how you feel like the rain coming down, I drop tears, this for real mod for once, don't you think that it isn't? This homie happens to be none other than his cousin LOLPB. With this move it showed that the rapper is not so bothered about what has hit his rival, rather he remembers what their beef might have cost him. At the same time, an alleged message exchange between Durk and Quando has resurfaced on the internet. It takes fans back to the year when Quando allegedly confronted Durk on their beef. All he wanted to do was squash it in the alleged confrontation. As seen on X, Quando complains about not doing shows, wanting to talk and not looking like a loser online. Quando goes, "We need to talk cuz does this, __. Going too far, I can't even do shows, I got to feed my peoples." Durk replies with "Stay safe, giving it another try." Quando writes, "Come on cuz you know me, I ain't fearing, but we could dead this." The social media Durk goes, "Do will show you good folks 100% without giving up." Quando adds, "I don't believe that, big bro, what you call me." Durk goes on to repeat his first reply, "Like I said, Q, stay safe." However, a rather persistent Quando keeps at it with his messages by saying it then, "I'm ready for whatever, we can talk out, or it's whatever cuz I want to dead, just hear me out for 5 minutes on the phone cuz come on, I can't look online." Eventually Durk signs off with another warning that reads, "Stop messaging me, goofy." Yet a confrontational Quando refuses to give up. He replies, "Cuz what the is you on, __, big bro, hit my phone or let me call you, I'm not on no internet, __. I won't record it, just want to talk cuz come on." This was not the first time the internet would be introduced to a back and forth between these two. On one occasion when Durk spoke to DJ Academics about his dead friend King Von and later about Quan, here was what the rapper said: "You know what me when a real gonga get took out by like a nerd type, well no, I think he feel like his career has been affected. Choose a little boy." Once Rondo caught wind of this interview, he put out a confrontational tweet seemingly mocking Durk's comment on King Von's death being planned by a nerd. He wrote, "The nerds got 7 of them last year, whatever this meant. The feds are now assuming that Lil Durk is responsible for planning the murder of the homie Quando rapped about in his new single, and there seems to be overwhelming proof." Remember when we talked about Durk's recent arrest, which happened on October 24 in Broward County, Florida? Well, here's the juice to the story. Durk had planned to leave town earlier on the day he was arrested in Broward County, where he's being held without bail. However, he did not book one flight, rather the rapper allegedly booked 3 flights to Italy, Switzerland and Dubai. Sources say that this was in an attempt to confuse the law enforcement officers. Durk's actual plan was to fly in his private jet, thereby evading arrest. The rapper must have grown suspicious of the feds' move on him before being taken in cuffs by the U.S. Marshals. About 4 other men belonging to his Only the Family aka OTF crew had been arrested. This crew was formed by Lil Durk back in 2010. Investigations revealed that together they planned to take out Quando Rondo in 2022. The alleged members of OTF offered money and music opportunities in exchange for the murder of Georgia-based rapper Quando Rondo in retaliation for his suspected involvement in the killing of King V. Prosecutors indicted all 5 of them in a U.S. district court for the 2022 shooting, which was aimed at Quando, but it took the life of his cousin LPAB. According to the indictment unraveled in a Los Angeles court on Thursday, these men, namely Cave and London Grant known as Vonnie, DeAndre Dontrell Wilson known as D.I. Keith Jones known as Flacca, David Brian Lindsay known as Brown and Asa Houston known as Boogie, face charges of Conspiracy to commit murder for hire. Charges levied against them include conspiracy to commit murder for hire, committing murder for hire resulting in death, as well as the use of, carry and discharge of firearms and a machine gun in the furtherance of a crime of violence resulting in death. Prosecutors say that these men used a credit card associated with the OTF to buy plane tickets which they used to fly to California. On August 18, 2022, they intended to keep a close watch on Quando, which they did while being involved in the plan. Lil Durk warned his associate via iCloud message to avoid booking flights using any payment that can be linked to him. Following their trip, they gathered that their target had lodged in a hotel in Los Angeles. Eventually, Grant, known as Vonnie, flew in from Miami in a private jet, as his role was to supervise the operation for the smooth running. Grant booked the other men into the Universal City Hotel, where he supplied them with firearms. In the indictment, Grant allegedly rented a white Infiniti and a white BMW sedan. In court papers, these suspects expelled resources and spent about 2 days trying to kill their target, which was Quando Rondo. Pictures from the indictment showed the culprits closely tailing Lil Durk's black Escalade and finally firing at it. As mentioned earlier, Lil Durk thought he would succeed in booking flights to 3 countries: Dubai, Italy, and Switzerland. However, the feds were more than prepared. Allegedly, they had wires and taps on him. Through these means, they have asserted that Lil Durk was indeed aware that he might be caught and made deliberate plans to evade arrest. Though unconfirmed, it is believed that via the wires the cops obtained proof of Durk making threats to kill those who might try to testify against him. However, court documents now reveal that Durk had an unsuspecting police informant and his crew all along. In fact, this was a man he called brother, a man he believed was on his side, so much so that he even rapped about him on several occasions. The pair were spotted together and they also made videos together. Tell them what's going on, Jay. Hey, you know it's so crazy though. Whatever it is I want to do, I can do it. Do what I want, y'all can't do that. Bro, got out what you know how you did. All ironically, Lil Durk also rapped about helping him get back on his feet on his Loyal Brothers album. This informant, now known as the Snitch in street terms, has been identified as OTF Jam, collected about $50,000 from Lil Durk and went on to speak highly of their friendship and how Lil Durk showed up for him steady. In an interview, he once said, "My whole time in jail that stay bro, like before the money, you know what I'm saying, that was bro, like I remember when the money went there, I'm say you 50, I got you G, my lawyer money, my I going lie come all that come through." Jam, who was released from prison in 2022 following a 12-year sentence, was immediately accepted by only the family group, but it is believed that he might have struck a deal with the feds, as he allegedly wore a wire throughout his dealings with the OTF. Details from the court documents prove that Jam was in contact with the feds and somehow they knew the order of things in the camp. As seen in the indictment, co-conspirator 1 is Lil Durk while co-conspirator 2 is Jan. Durk gave the order to kill while placing a bounty on the victim, and upon completion of the assignment, it often came with compensation including music deals and other rewards. Before attempting to end Chu's life, Lil Durk had suffered a loss from his camp. Back in 2020, King Von, who vibes with the OTF crew, was gunned down outside of a club in Atlanta. Much later it was determined that LOL Tim, one of Chu's affiliates, was responsible. Now authorities say that Durk wanted to play the revenge game, so he opted to hire some men to kill Quando. While this isn't a brand new trend in the hood, it has left many to wonder what truly inspired the hatred between Quando and Lil Durk, that they would not mind seeing each other or their affiliates dead for someone like Durk. He even went as far as masterminding the killing. To fully understand this, let's surf through the origin of Quando Rondo and Lil Durk's beef. The beef between Quando Rondo and Lil Durk goes back several years. Interestingly, the feud didn't start with these two rappers. While it's nearly impossible to pinpoint when exactly Quando Rondo and Lil Durk began feuding, the origin of their beef can be traced to the tragic death of rapper King Vav in November 2020, which was the offshoot of a deadly rap rivalry. The feud began as a battle for supremacy within the Chicago rap scene, with both rappers clearly running in different circles. At the time, King Vav was signed to Lil Durk's record label Only the Family, while Quando Rondo was signed with NBA Youngboy's record label and Never Broke Again. Earlier that year, rumors of a possible rift between both factions began circulating on social media, but things eventually exploded out of hand when King Von posted pictures showing him hanging out